Hi Neno and hello to everyone. My name is Ritabile Ramaota. I'm South African and currently living in South Korea. I'm an ESL teacher and that's about it.
Great. So before we start with our conversation, like many are interested in visiting your country, which is South Africa. So tell us a bit more about your country.
Oh, South Africa is such an amazing country. The people are great. Um, Obviously, I love it because I'm from there. So South Africans love to dance. South Africans love a good time, and there are many amazing, great places to see in South Africa. And as somebody that would like to actually tour somewhere, I think South Africa would be a place you want to see.
Nice one. Okay. So let's start with our conversation. So why South Korea?
So the reason why I chose South Korea is because of the opportunity it offered me as a BA graduate from South Africa.
Okay.
And also the actual plan was to go to China, but I couldn't actually go because of the pandemic. The borders were closed and all of that. That's when I learned about South Korea and I learned about their culture, got to know the country, and I think this would actually be a better fit for me. And I never looked back.
So let me ask you, what surprised you the most when you first entered South Korea?
Oh, so as I was saying, the language barrier is something that actually was an issue. I knew that there's little English in South Korea, but I didn't know that it was this little. It's almost non-existent. So I guess we're here to make sure that that's not an issue anymore. But there are obviously like apps and stuff that are in place to help us once we've adjusted and like found those things. I also Something that was also shocking for me here is how serious they are about education. One of the things that I was asked in my interview is, do I know about the Korean education system? And I was like, yeah, I know about it, but I didn't know that it was this serious. So once I got here, I came to realize that they take education very seriously. One other thing is the obsession about beauty. Like Koreans are beauty obsessed, which is one of the things that was like shocking to me because they actually have mirrors everywhere. Like everywhere you go, you can go to a coffee shop, you'll find a mirror because you need to look at yourself. You'll find a brush because you need to brush your hair, and that too. So those were the things that were shocking to me. And what else was shocking? Their food is quite shocking. Like it's quite different. They have a very different cuisine as compared to South Africans. So with us we have a lot of, let me actually not compare, but their food is very different. Their food is very green, and they have like vegetables that I'm not actually used to.
Okay.
you know Things that we don't consider vegetables, they consider vegetables. So yeah.
So tell us, how is life in South Korea?
Life in South Korea is actually very great. The people are great. The people are welcoming. For me, it's been a wonderful experience being here. I have been welcomed. And life is quite different compared to South Africa. So there has been a lot of adjusting that needed to happen.
Okay.
Other than that, life is good.
So let's look at the cultural differences. So have you noticed any difference? Have you noticed any cultural differences between your home country and South Korea?
So one thing about me is that I am actually multicultural.
Okay.
So I come from a multicultural background. So I'm very much used to interacting with people from different cultures. As someone comes from a big family of different types of tribes all together in one house. So coming to South Korea, the cultural difference was not something that really affected me, especially because as someone that is Sutu again, we are actually big on tradition, which is something that Koreans have. We are big on like we regard our elders, which is something that happens here. There's a lot of what do they call it again? I'll remember. There's a lot of that. So it was easy for me to integrate. South Koreans are big on culture, and their culture is quite different. There are many laws over here, and South Koreans are law-abiding people, which
Okay.
South Africans are not. So it's something we have had to like adjust to. Like you cannot just cross the traffic lights while they are red. You need to like stand there until they turn green. So that is one of the things that is different.
So tell us, what are some of the things that you would suggest for foreigners to know whenever they are in South Korea?
So some of the things that you want to actually like do is make sure that you know the Korean law. Like Korea is big on law, so make sure that you know their laws. Make sure that you know not to cross those lights when they agree, when they are yellow, when they are red. You need to wait, even if there's no car, and you need to know that there are definitely certain ways to address people. So that is something a lot of people clash with because there are a lot of titles here and you need to know who to address how. Another thing is recycling. South Koreans are big on recycling. They are very clean. So you need to know the recycling, how to recycle, because you'll get a big fine, and you need to mind your own business because Koreans mind their own business and so should everybody else. So yeah.
So let's talk about the cost of living. So let me ask you, what are the differences you've noticed in the cost of living between your home country and South Korea?
Honestly, the cost of living depends on your pockets. If you're, I think the currency here is quite different. I don't know because I think Nigeria has a similar currency where they speak in millions and stuff like that. So
Okay.
it's the same thing here. The one is like to a rand. 1 rand is 70 something thousand. 70 something one.
Okay.
So we speak in millions. Otherwise, the cost of living is not so bad if you are earning money that allows it. But apparently, when it comes to Koreans themselves, they find that the cost of living is quite high for them, which is why most Koreans don't even move out of their homes because their parents still take care of them and all of that. So it depends from person to person. A student might find it different. Someone else will think, oh, it's actually high.
So tell me, any financial advice for anyone who wants to travel abroad?
So I am obviously here for work, so I will know more about working. So I would advise people to actually do their research. Research is very important on the country that you're actually like visiting, and that way you will not actually be gullible to a lot of situations, and also choose, like, I know that we're desperate for jobs, but choose your boss nicely. The flags are there while you are there, and just explore other parts as well. Explore, like, have multiple interviews. Don't just go for the very first contract that you get just because you feel like that's probably it. There's more than that. And also financially, I would like to tell people to actually, like, it's a very expensive process to like actually get this job, or like just travel for work, but get those odd jobs, like the jobs nobody wants, get them, get the money, and then you will go to your greener pastures. And then also, another thing I'd like to add is that people should actually look into getting life insurance, when moving abroad. Once you've got that job, definitely get life insurance. Don't I'm not saying don't enjoy life, but save, save, save. Always
Mm-hmm.
know why you moved abroad. And also, don't live recklessly, you know? It's important to get life insurance, especially one with is it repatriation? Yeah, with that, because we don't want to like have an issue if anything happens to you and then your family is like stuck and they stressed out. So just prepare for everything nicely. One other thing, with regards to the like there are a lot of cults and stuff like that in Korea. So that's also something you want to look out for. People who love to go to church and all of that. Do proper research on the church you join. Otherwise, you'll be serving something you don't know. So do that too.
So, any shout outs to family, friends? You can also add up your social media handles to it, if only you only wish to do so.
All right, I want to send a shout out to my family, shout out to my son. I love them so much. And anybody else that's rooting for me, shout out to you. Thank you for that. My social media is 4 underscores Ray, which is RHEIGH. That's Instagram, and TikTok, it's underscore Ray. Same spelling.